A city shaped like an airplane, and yeah, that was actually the plan. Welcome to Brasilia, Brazil's modernist capital dreamed up in the 1950s and brought to life by visionaries like Oscar Niemeyer. Today, I'm checking out its most famous landmarks, from the political heart of the country to one of its most scenic spots by the lake. Let's take a look at this one-of-a-kind place.
If you're not from around here, you may think that the capital of Brazil is Rio de Janeiro or even São Paulo, where I'm from, but in fact, it's this place here where I am today. Brasilia is the capital. Although I was here 15 years ago, I didn't get the chance to come see the government buildings here, and they are pretty beautiful, so that's where I am today. We're gonna go around and I'm gonna show you a little of Brasilia. Let's do this. So Brasilia was built in the 1960s in the middle of the Brazilian savannah. You can tell it gets pretty hot around here, and it was meant to be designed as like a leap into the future, to leap past the shadows of the dictatorship. So here we have a map of the original plan of Brasilia, and as you can tell, you have here the north wing, the south wing, and we are here now in the Praça dos Três Poderes, or square of the three powers, if you will. Later we are definitely going to go check out the Lago Paranoa, or Paranoa Lake. You can see some pretty insane sunsets from Paranoa Lake, so that's definitely my intention later, grabbing a beer, maybe some finger food, and just enjoying the sunset here in Brasilia. It's a beautiful day. Niemeyer's bold architecture was all about hope and change and imagining a better tomorrow, and you can definitely see that in all of his works. Behind me here is the Supreme Court building, and there's no shortage of Niemeyer buildings here, so let's continue this tour and I'll show you the other ones. One thing to note here in Brasilia is that they have a lot of these scooters around that you can just pick up using the app, and it's a great way to be a tourist around here. You can go to all of the buildings quite easily. I'm not using one because I like to get my exercise in, and I'm also a little cheap sometimes. If you've watched my channel long enough, you know that. So here we have every single state of Brazil. There are 26 states and one federal district, which is where we are now. So I guess you could call it a total of 27 states. And just here, this black and white striped one is the São Paulo flag. That's where I'm from, my hometown. Pretty beautiful and well kept. So just behind me here we have the National Congress, and it is definitely the most iconic building here in Brasilia. So the dome is the Senate and the bowl is the Chamber of Deputies, kind of like a UFO looking situation. And democracy is now about to take off, folks, now that that dreaded leech Bolsonaro is gone. Fora Bolsonaro. And what's cool is those towers in the middle, they are 28 stories. They are placed there to asymmetrically balance the volume of the domes. So the result is a pretty balanced National Congress, eh? Now we're gonna go to the cathedral, which is a pretty sweet building here as well. Also designed by Oscar Niemeyer. Who else? And right next to this park, you'll notice there's a lot of these buildings that look exactly the same. This is the Esplanada dos Ministérios, or Ministry Esplanade, if you will. And it's kind of like resembles the spine of the city, right? So that makes sense. This is what keeps the country running. So here we are at the cathedral, pretty sweet building as well. And it's meant to look like hands reaching up to the sky. Pretty sweet. And over there we have another dome, and that's the National Museum. Started getting pretty hungry, so a quick pit stop here for one of my favorite foods in the world. This is the pastel, the chicken and catupiry variety, and I also got some sugarcane juice, and these are bus stop purchases, so definitely not breaking the bank here, because later I plan on spending a little more having some beers at sunset. So next up, we are headed to that TV tower over there. Now I've heard that there's an elevator that'll take you up that tower, and there's a viewpoint up there, and it really gives you a great idea of how much Brasilia looks like an airplane. I've only seen the actual shape of it through pictures, so it would be really cool to see live and up front, so let's go see if that's possible today. It's a real scorcher, folks, but anyways, this TV tower was built around the same time as the rest of the city, obviously for broadcasting purposes, but now it's just a place for you to check out the view. As you can see behind me, this line goes all the way around the building if you want to go up to see the viewpoint up there. And what can I say? There's few things in this world that I hate more than a line, and I ain't no punk, so I'm not seeing Brasilia from up high today. I just arrived here at the south end of Lake Paranoa, and it's looking pretty beautiful today. Really nice boardwalk. Families are out, couples are out, just enjoying themselves, having some acai, some ice cream, some beer, and whatever you want. A lot of these restaurants seem pretty high-end. I'm not sure I want to sit at any of them. I wanted something dirtier and cheaper. But we're gonna go for a little walk, see if we can find something like that. Well, I've now walked to both sides of the boardwalk here, and I have to say I'm pretty amazed by how beautiful this spot is. What happens here is a lot of the restaurants and bars are on the right side, and I feel like you can't really see the sunset from there. The sunset is just behind me here, so I'm gonna choose one of these bars closer to the sun and have a few happy hour drinks there. Well, I found myself a little sunset spot with a sliver of the sunset just in front of me, so can't complain too much. Got my draft beer, Brahma draft beer here, and sun should be coming down at any minute. About this time, there's a lot of boat tours that go out on the lake and kind of go all the way out to the bridge. Must be a really nice view. Not for me today. I'm just gonna relax here and enjoy the sunset.
At the end of the day, at least I can say I got to explore my nation's capital. Brasilia was just a quick stop, all clean lines, order, and politics. But now I'm heading somewhere way more raw. In the next video, I'll be exploring Chapada dos Veadeiros. Waterfalls, hikes, nature, the real outdoors. So just click on the video that's on your screen and you'll see a totally different side of Brazil. So I'll see you right over there in 3, 2, 1...